So it's not just about the aesthetics of looking smaller, fitting into tighter clothes. It's about being healthier. Coach Greg, and today we're going to be going over how many steps a day should you be doing in order to lose weight. Whether or not your gyms are open, closed, walking seems to be one of the easiest forms of cardio that almost anyone in the world can do. But how many steps a day should you be doing in order to lose weight? Well, the average North American walks approximately 5,000 steps a day, and the average North American is overweight or obese, so clearly more than 5,000 steps a day are needed for most people. Studies have shown that by increasing steps to 8,000 steps a day, the average person becomes much healthier, lower chance of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And by further increasing those steps from 8,000 to 12,000 steps, you can in fact get even more benefits. Lower heart disease, diabetes, and so on. But how many steps do you need to do to lose weight? Well, the answer is it depends on how many you're doing right now. If you're doing 5,000 steps a day, you need to do more steps in order to lose weight. If you're doing 12,000, then you need to do more than 12,000 steps to lose weight. So the answer is very specifically more steps than last time. But how many more? Well, the average 150-pound person would walk approximately 2,300 steps in a mile, which burns approximately 100 calories. Obviously, this depends on your height, stride length, and so on, but on average, 2,300 steps. If you're taller, you're probably going to walk longer, and if you're shorter, you're probably taking shorter steps. And if you're walking at a rate of about 3 miles an hour, which most people can do without too much trouble, it's going to take you 20 minutes to burn off that 100 calories. But you don't weigh 150 pounds? Well, that's okay. If you weigh 300 pounds, that's double 150. You burn exactly double those calories. So depending on your weight, you're going to burn more or less calories than 100 per 2,300 steps. So all you need to do is add 2,300 steps to your day to burn an additional 100 calories. And you're thinking, well, that's not enough. It's only 100 calories. It's not going to make a difference. If you burn 100 calories a day, it would take 35 days to burn off 1 pound of fat. In a year, that's over 10 pounds. Now, obviously, the more steps you do, the more calories you're going to burn and the faster the weight will come off, but it's not a race. I suggest you take your time. It's not about how fast you can burn off the body fat. It's about how much can you lose and maintain that weight loss. Have realistic goals. You may have watched Will Tennyson do 25,000 steps a day for a week. He found it difficult, and this is a guy who's in really good shape. On the other extreme, my twin brother Alan, 30,000 steps he did for an entire year. One day over 50,000 steps. He was getting up every morning, running for an hour on the treadmill, walking around the house, doing steps all the time for the goal of hitting 30,000 steps for a year. Will Tennyson, he also managed to walk 100,000 steps in a day. These are extremes, and you don't need to go to the extremes in order to lose weight. I suggest you get a pedometer, something to measure your step count, and just go about your normal day. Figure out how much steps are you doing. Was it 3,000, 5, 8, 10, 20? And whatever your step count is, try to do 2,300 more. That will burn off that additional 100 calories, and it can make all the difference in the world. 10 pounds of fat in a year. Not only is it beneficial to burn body fat, it's also healthy for your heart, lower your chance of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and so on. So it's not just about the aesthetics of looking smaller, fitting into tighter clothes. It's about being healthier. And what exactly are the pros to walking? Well, almost anyone can do it. You don't need a lot of equipment. You can go outside. You can even do it in your apartment. You can walk around the kitchen. You can walk while brushing your teeth. You can do it at any time, morning or night. Go for a walk the dogs, go with your girlfriend, boyfriend, or circle friend, and enjoy the outside. It's not only going to be healthy, it's also going to allow you to de-stress. So it's not all about going to the gym and doing cardio that you find boring. Try to walk a little bit more each day, and it will most certainly help you to lose weight. Now, don't forget, it's not just about how many steps you take. Just because it says you only took 5,000 steps doesn't mean you're not getting enough exercise. If you went for a 2-hour bike ride and you never took any steps, you still were very highly active. So you don't have to do additional steps. If you're swimming and you're not taking steps, it doesn't mean it doesn't count towards your fitness goals. I've seen some people go for swims, bike rides, and so on, and not count that as part of their fitness activities. If you're walking, swimming, doing any form of physical activity, it counts as being physically active. Also, I used to wear these Fitbits and so on. I would go to the gym and lift weights, be there for over an hour, and I would take fewer than 1,000 steps. Think of it, 2,300 steps burns 100 calories, and I'm doing under 1,000. So do you really think I'm only burning 40 calories in an hour at the gym? Of course not. Doing squats and leg press and bicep curls isn't really walking, but you're still burning calories. And no, lifting weights doesn't burn a shit ton of calories, but you're certainly burning more than 40 calories in an hour at the gym. Another benefit of having a pedometer or tracking your steps is it can be encouraging and motivating and lets you be accountable. When I was a phys ed teacher, I was part of a study. They gave all the kids pedometers to track their steps during the day. Soon as the kids got those step counters, it became like a competition to see who could do the most steps. I would notice the kids moving around more in gym class, walking around. When they're supposed to be listening for instructions, they're still hopping around because they wanted to get more steps. So if it's a source of motivation for you, then I highly recommend it. If you need this to encourage you to get your steps, then go for it. So although there's no specific exact step count that you need to do to be healthy, the studies show that getting up to 12,000 steps is ultimately going to be the ideal spot to be. If you do less, it's still good, but not as good as if you do 12,000. I don't believe there's much more benefit to doing 24,000 or 100,000 steps, so just get in the minimum amount that you need. And if the minimum amount is a few more than you're doing right now, then, well, a few more is going to help now, isn't it? So what I would do, track how many steps you're doing right now, try to add 2,300 to that, and if you can do that, you're going to burn about 10 pounds of fat in a year. If you can't add 2,300 more, well, 1,150 is not so bad. That's still 50 calories and about 5 pounds of fat in a year. Try to do that, and if it gets easier and in time you can add more, then do more. Hopefully this helped motivate you to get out there and walk if you can't go to the gym or do what you need to do. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IIP Pro. Watch the bloops. Harder than last time supplements. Also, got the cookbooks, low-calorie, delicious recipes to help you keep full. Imagine adding in 2,300 steps and getting the cookbook. Weight loss be unlimited. Probably get halfway to your dream physique. Click the bell button, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and until next time, I'm out.